Welcome to Foodtopia!
Food is now the dominant species on Earth.
And as long as this brainy little dude is on our side, we can't lose!
Your speed dating continues.
Yes, hello, hi.
Good to see you.
I want to start with, for all three of you, thank you for making me laugh many times over the years. And I really mean that sincerely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's very
Thank
nice.
you.
So, Seth, originally I heard that you were thinking about making this as a movie sequel. And then it became obviously a animated series on Prime Video. How much of the ideas that when you were thinking about the sequel were this series, or was it radically different?
No, it was similar. We always had this idea that, yeah, you followed like the victory of food over humans and what happened in the wake of that. And and a lot of the ideas that we had been kicking around worked their way directly into the show. And so it was something we never stopped talking about. And we liked the people. We liked making food jokes and puns with one another, and we felt as though there was opportunity to do more of that. Whenever I try to answer these questions too seriously, it sounds insane, because it's a show it's a talking food show. And I'm aware of that.
I've seen the first 6 episodes, and without a doubt, there is a joke that's aimed at like 5 people. It's about Call Me By Your Name. I fucking lost it because of the deep cut of this. So I just have to know, where did this thing come from? Because it's aimed at 5 people.
It is,
and I'm one of the 5.
They are one of the 5.
Those are my favorite jokes.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what this allowed us to do. Where did it come from? I think maybe Kyle or Ariel, one of the other writers, originally thought of it. And the idea is that you're holding on Will Forte eating a foot as he weeps, and it's the same shot from the end of Call Me By Your Name. And as the credits roll, we play the song from the credits of Call Me By Your Name, which I was just explaining was incredibly hard to. We had to get Luke Guadagnino and Sufjan Stevens personally to sign off on it, which took a lot of letters back and forth and showing them the scene and convincing them that this would not hijack the way people view the film forevermore. And I think it worked well ultimately. But yes, a lot of effort went into that joke.
It's a home run.
Yeah.
Whereas for the two of you, there is some pretty filthy stuff in this. Is there one joke that you still can't believe is in this show? Or, something that was, whatever, you know what I mean?
It's a tough one.
It is a tough one because what's so great about the show is that nothing's really too filthy for it.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. It's a show about hope.
It's about potential.
Anytime you're in the booth and you have to do, like we were talking about, the sex noises, knowing what, that's just awkward anyway, but knowing that it's for food and what it is, those are sometimes, because you're doing it seriously.
Yeah.
And then there's that awkward silence when you're like, is that good?
Is that good?
Do you want more?
Like I'm doing this, I'm doing a record for getting rimmed out. And I'm like,
that's like the line on the ADR.
It's the same, okay.
20 rimmed out.
I'm just going to give you 3 of these, some space, and then maybe we'll see.
And that's immediately going to the next line.
Anyways, go on. Something I haven't done in, regular acting.
Yeah.
So I'm really honored for the opportunity.
Push people's limits. And then there was not. I'm always I'm like, you're recording, right? Because when you do it and they're not recording, it's extra.
And then you have to do it again.
I gotta do it more. We didn't get that. I'm like, oh no.
We got pen tap on that one.
I was just
doing
it.
It is very weird to do a junket like this after all the serious ones I've done where people can talk about a rim job.
Yeah,
and
getting rimmed out is my favorite expression of all time.
It's insane. So you have put on the air some pretty fucked up stuff, which I applaud.
That's high praise right there.
But there is a note at the beginning of, I think, episode 5 or 6, where Amazon made you put up a warning.
Yeah.
And so what is it like after all the stuff you've done that you finally reached a place where Amazon said, you need to put a warning up?
Yeah, it was confusing. Honestly, it was confusing that of all the things we've done on Amazon, that was one of the ones that have required a warning.
That gives credit to Amazon because I feel like most people
Yeah.
people would just cut it.
Yeah, most people would say
And
no.
they're saying, no, we want to let them do what they do. We're going to put a word. I think that's actually
Yeah, I
very
think
cool.
that was like the conversation was
Yeah.
like, this is so crazy it might need a warning. And we were like, great. Like, let's,
Great, just keep it.
yeah, just keep it. And yeah, they truly didn't make us cut anything. And yeah, let us, and it was fine. I don't care if there's a warning. Every episode of South Park has a warning. Like, it wasn't, if anything, it was funny to us. And I think we wrote the warning, which was nice.
And you got to write the warning.
We got to write our own warning.
I should say Prime Video because I know they love it when I say that.
Yeah.
Not Amazon. But do any of you want to tease what this episode has that caused a warning?
I think tease is the exact word.
Tease is the exact word. I think we finally explored the sexual potential that our world has.
Well put.
In a world where food and humans coexist.
It's also a great joke.
Yeah, it's funny.
There's definitely, I have to touch on the fact that your character...
The Scott Mayo joke is where they bristled, but we got it through.
I definitely want to touch on the character that you play, which is Orange. Wants to be a leader. There's some coercion. There's some stuff going on. There's not too... It's not difficult to see a... maybe this is based on someone in the real world.
I think truly it's just based on the fact that, tell me if I'm wrong, just that an orange has a butthole.
It's true. I mean, honestly, like, it was not meant to be like a direct political commentary on like what is that. It was more meant to be like a broad societal commentary and more a commentary on like starting society. And the fact that it is an orange is because oranges have buttholes. And that was ultimately, maybe you haven't had it revealed yet, but becomes a very intrinsic plot point to the whole show. And so I think that will soon be revealed to you as you finish out the season. But the idea, yeah, like it was not actually meant to be like anything anchored to our specific moment, other than the oranges have buttholes, which is necessary for us to do the storytelling that we wanted to do.
Well, one of the things, I know I'm almost out of time, but something I want to touch on is one of the reasons I think the show is so good is that you're dealing with like real political, real world stuff in a show that also has food fucking and everything else. But the jokes are very funny, but then it's really real.
Yeah.
So can you sort of touch on that?
Yeah, I mean, to us, as the people working on it, like, it's fun to engage things that we actually find interesting and to, like, I think... You know, we all of us had read that book, Sapiens. That was actually like a big inspiration to us because it was about like the formation of society and like how people paired off and grouped up and made cities and towns and made money and all this stuff and currency. And that was actually like a big inspiration to us, was like how you start from nothing and create a society and how hard it would be and how much conflict there would inherently be between people kind of serving their own interests and all this stuff. And so that was really like what inspired us, was this idea of like just how society forms in general, and a lot of food puns as well. And that oranges are buttholes. That was a big...
I need to finish the last two. Is there anything you guys want to add?
To that question or to anything?
Just
Just
in
to
general.
talk about things?
Just talk about stuff. You've been going off on some shit lately.
Yeah, I'm so mad about so many things. No, I mean, I will say, like, a little about that is, like, you know, I think comedies, sometimes people are always like, oh, but it's got heart or it's got this message. I think you need that in order to make the comedy work, and I think you need the comedy for the emotion to work, and because if you just have joke, you're not going to be as invested. So I think it's actually, again, like we're talking about a show that has talking food, but like it's really smart and the writing's really good, and I think they are touching on some important things in a very, very funny way, and that's harder than it looks. Yeah.
For sure.
I think the best are, like, be it drama, the best drama has levity in it, the best comedy has stakes in it, and these stakes talk.
I knew he was going there. I'm so happy that
You
that
win.
happened. You win, sir.